We are back on the defensive side of the football with George Karlaftis in this film breakdown. Of course, he just signed that new deal with the Chiefs that will keep him in Kansas City until 2030. So we're going to look at the 2024 tape, see what we can see out of Karlaftis in 2025. Very team-friendly deal, though, that he did sign. He's only going to hit the cap for a little over $15 million in 26 and 27. Of course, playing the last year of his rookie deal this season, 2025. And he doesn't go up to a $23 million cap hit until 2028. It equals out to a 22 APY over the whole contract, which puts him kind of at the bottom of the top 10 or right outside the top 10. But he's right above Trey Hendrickson, who is looking for a new deal. Obviously, it would pay him a lot more. TJ Watt just signed that insane deal, over $40 million APY. So let's get straight into George Karlaftis tape. First play of this film breakdown, we are going to have a little split zone action from the Houston Texans right here, where 47, he's going to come in motion, and his assignment is to block Karlaftis right here. And really, this whole play is blown up by Karlaftis because of this missed block. So it's half on, well, it's mostly on the missed block, really. But I do think it shows Karlaftis' athleticism to kind of bend around the corner right there and get to Joe Mixon and able to make that shoestring tackle for a very minimal gain, because this play looked like it would probably go big if 47 makes his block on Karlaftis. And just the way he gets around right there, I mean, it makes it hard for 47 to get that block either way. I think he's kind of looking up towards, trying to get up to the second level already right here, where Karlaftis, that's your guy right there, and you got 83 trailing that's going to be able to be a lead blocker for Joe Mixon. Karlaftis says, none of that matters. I'm going to make this tackle right here, right now. Great play by Karlaftis. Obviously blown up by 47 right here, missing his block. But again, right here, Karlaftis just shows that ability and athleticism to get to Joe Mixon on that play and snuff that out for nothing. Next up, sticking with the run game against the 49ers right here. They got an I formation. They're going to go with a play, the whole line pushing to the left, cut back, and Karlaftis and Chanel both there to stop this run very quickly. We'll see right here on our left side, we got Karlaftis. Next to him is Chanel, who will be next on the film breakdowns. And Karlaftis does a great job right here just shedding his block, getting away from his man and making a tackle. So immediately the line pushing Karlaftis to his right. He goes with it, just quick swim move, gets over. He says, oh, that's the running back with the ball right there. I'm going to help make a tackle and make a play. Again, just showing his athleticism and showing some of his moves right there with the great block shedding, great swim move. And we know he's been working with Tom Lee pretty much since he came in as an edge rusher in Kansas City. Next play right here against the Bucks. Same kind of alignment. He's got Chanel Moore kind of behind him to his left, but Karlaftis right here on the left side. And this one is going to come in handy later on in the film breakdown because he does a good job of just staying at home. You see Karlaftis, notices he's unblocked. Okay, he's going to stay at home. And knowing when and the recognition, because we saw the first play against Houston where he just immediately tacked the run. He saw it was split zone, knew they were coming his way, and he attacked the running back. Right here, instead, he stays at home expecting maybe a play action, maybe it's a boot, and Baker Mayfield's going to roll out. It isn't a play action. He does hand it off, and as soon as he realizes it, you see this recognition. Chris Jones coming to the inside, whereas now Karlaftis is just going to come back around to, well, I guess Jones is going outside and Karlaftis is going to get inside on this. But again, showing his athleticism. Look at the running back. Running back's eyes already to this hole right here. He thinks he's going to come through and have a big run, because at that point, all you've got is Justin Reed back here to help out and make a tackle in really the third level, essentially, of the defense right there. So we let this play out. Karlaftis turns his hips, gets going the other way, and even right there, almost causing a fumble. You look at him, he goes for the ball. Gets the tackle. As soon as the running back kind of turns around, He's like, oh, there's the ball. Let me try to get that. Isn't able to cause a fumble, but does stifle this run play right here. And again, being able to stay at home, and like the limited time that I played football at a young age, that was one of the things I feel like I remembered hearing the most is stay at home. And I mean, this is the definition of staying at home. Immediately realizes he has nobody blocking him. No one is assigned to Karlaftis. And as soon he's watching what's happening, waiting to see is Baker going on a play action. As soon as he turns around, he sees Jones is about to get blocked. There's going to be a lane right there. Immediately shifts the hips, heads straight to where that hole is going to be, makes a tackle. Great play by George Karlaftis on that run play. From the AFC Championship game here, more of the same. George Karlaftis over here on the right side. And essentially going to be more of just the same of what we saw, just staying at home and being able to make a play. You got I would say much more dangerous running quarterback or running threat at quarterback than we just saw with Baker Mayfield. But right here, again, nobody assigned to block Karlaftis on this play. Designed to get to the outside. Maybe a read option right here where you have the chance for Allen to get, big yardage. But with Karlaftis staying at home, he's able to do both. Stop Josh Allen from keeping the ball and running, as well as come in and help make a play on the ball. And another, great job at just showing. I think it's the little things with Karlaftis. Like, really, some people were talking about the extension, the contract, kind of in a negative light. But at the same time, like, you look at these little things that Karlaftis does well. Yeah, he's not getting 15 to 20 sacks a year, but he's doing things like that really helps out the defense and, plays really good situational football. Right here on this next play, we're going back to the 49ers game. Karlaftis over here right next to Chris Jones on the edge on this play. And we're just going to see some real Steve Spagnuolo stuff. Drops into coverage. I just wanted to highlight this play of how crazy Spags will get. This is a blitz. But having Jones and Karlaftis together kind of hides the fact that Jones is going to be the actual edge rusher on this play. He gets double teamed on the right side. You got 3 linemen for 3 defensive linemen on the left side. And then you got Nick Bolton coming on a blitz, which really is what makes this pass incomplete. Not great coverage from Karlaftis on the play. But, I mean, he's also an edge rusher. So I don't think that we're asking Karlaftis to play great coverage, but at least he's there in the zone. He's got to cover Juszczyk on this route. Juszczyk does a good job just kind of hesitating. Moves to his left. Purdy sees it, tries to get the ball out to him, but the pressure is there. Just a little bit of a different showing of George Karlaftis and the things that Spags will ask these defensive linemen to do. All right, these next few plays are going to show what havoc George Karlaftis wreaked on the Houston Texans between the 2 games that they played against each other last season, Week 16, I believe, and then the divisional round, of course, where the Texans visited Arrowhead twice last season. And George Karlaftis right here is going to do a great job of getting around the edge and getting a pressure and a hit. Now, the defense does break down in the secondary, and they allow a touchdown on this play to Dalton Schultz. But George Karlaftis does a great job, and I think this shows a couple of things. One, that George Karlaftis is a very strong edge rusher, but he does lack a little bit of, I think, the athleticism just in today's day and age with the way the quarterback plays, because C.J. Stroud is able to get away from him. Maybe a little bit of a hold right there, but he does get off of his block and is able to cause pressure on C.J. Stroud and get a quarterback hit on that play. But, of course, the touchdown right there. But, again, George Karlaftis has the athleticism to be able to make plays, I think, that are close. But when you get a quarterback that's running away from him, it's hard for him to chase him down. And, that's why he's not always getting the sacks on a lot of these plays. This right here, absolutely terrific hand fighting. We got George Karlaftis on the right side right here, and he's going to go one-on-one with this right tackle right here, and this shows the hand fighting. And this right here, to me, this shows this man has been doing jiu-jitsu with Tom Bali over there at the Gracie Academy in Overland Park, I believe is where they train at. I've seen pictures of them together training gi jiu-jitsu. And just perfect. Like, he doesn't allow this right tackle to get a hand on him at all, really. They engage and immediately swipes both the hands away, and that's what's able to get George Karlaftis to CJ Stroud to cause this incompletion right here. One more time, just because of how good this is. And the technique is coming a long way. It has from when he started playing. Remember, this is a guy that just started playing football, I think, in high school. Went to Purdue, became, good enough to be, I can't remember what round that Karlaftis was drafted in, but to be a draft pick in the NFL, I mean, that's saying something. And you see some of these guys that come in with not a lot of experience and really develop, and we've seen that from George Karlaftis over the last few seasons. And Tomball Lee has taken George Karlaftis under his wing pretty much. And if you don't know that about me, Tomball Lee is top 3 Chiefs player of all time for me personally. George Karlaftis, though, to the right side. And this one isn't really fair. This isn't fair to ask a tight end to try to make this block. I mean, he's already beat from really the moment the play starts. Jaden Hicks is going to get in between right here. And this is a blitz coming from Steve Spagnuolo. Justin Reed as well. You got 2 different safeties rushing, as well as Nick Bolton on the left side. You got Chris Jones all the way out here to the left, Turk Wharton in the middle. And a great play that just confuses the offensive line. You get kind of a double on Turk Wharton. Bolton is in there. You've also got Justin Reed kind of congesting the middle of the offensive line. So the left tackle makes a business decision, basically, and he helps out the inside. He thinks, okay, Joe Mixon can get Jaden Hicks. That's cool. But we've also got a tight end on George Karlaftis over here. That's going to lead to the sack. This is a play that Karlaftis does a good job getting to Stroud, able to get him down. But even in these moments, I think this is where a spot where George Karlaftis can improve. Like right here. Does a good job at slowing down with CJ Stroud. Just able to get that right hand kind of on him, but that's not what engaged the actual sack. Has to kind of come back to it, which, again, a guy like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, George Karlaftis is probably not going to be able to bring down in those situations. That, he just doesn't have the same tools that those guys have at quarterback. Either way, good play for Karlaftis, although I don't know that he did too much. Again, with the tight end being his assignment essentially on this play. Boom, just gets right around him easily. Gets the sack. Next play from the Saints game. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This really just shows how good Spags is at scheming things. Right here on the left side of the line, you've got a one-man blitz, basically. You bring in 5. Chamari Connor out here on the edge. What you're going to get on this left side of the line, you get one blocker. You're going to end up getting a double team on Chris Jones. That's going to leave the right guard right here for, I think that's Turk Wharton. And so you've got a one-on-one matchup with the right tackle. The problem is that you've also got Chamari Connor blitzing. The tackle swings out to take Chamari Connor, which leaves Alvin Kamara alone with George Karlaftis right here, which realistically probably should have left the blitz for the running back with Chamari Connor right here, but it allows George Karlaftis to get home free almost instantly. Derek Carr throws quickly, ends up throwing an interception. This next view is going to show us a lot better what happened on this play. As you see right here, the right tackle sees the blitz coming. He goes ahead and gives up Karlaftis. The problem is you've got the center shifting over to help with Chris Jones and one-on-one in the middle with the right guard versus Turk Wharton. So that right tackle has to decide between one or the other. Karlaftis probably would have been the smarter guy to go after. So a little bit more so on the offensive line than and just the scheming of the play. They, went right into Spag's hand and what he wanted them to do. Right here, a good job of George Karlaftis in the championship game, staying at home. Again, he does get blocked, but it's just a quick release. Just a little bit of help right here by Dawson Knox. Gets over, quick push. But George Karlaftis doesn't sink into the run right here, and I think that's smart. Instead of going directly after trying to get this run. He just kind of stays at home right here with this guy, and Josh Allen is going to end up rolling out. And with Karlaftis kind of staying, he just goes straight. Allen's going to come out on a boot, and that's going to enable George Karlaftis to be right in his face immediately. Get the play fake. Karlaftis disengages, gets over, gets him a little bit with a pump fake. Karlaftis chasing him the whole time. But kind of back to like what we looked at with C.J. Stroud, right? Where he chases him down, not quite able to get to him to get a sack, and you got to be smart with Josh Allen as he, jumped up for the play fake that kind of got him off of his feet for a moment. Right here, these are the last two plays of the AFC Championship game, and I'm going to let this play out, but I want to see it from the other view or show you guys from the other view of just how good Karlaftis is at just kind of reading the play, reading what's going on, and being smart enough to have the awareness to get all the way over, and he's the one that makes the tackle on this play. Just a quick screen, trying to get a few yards. This was on 3rd down. I believe it was 3rd and 10 to set up the 4th down play. But the way Karlaftis, again, just kind of plays smart, stays at home. He realizes that the right tackle isn't engaging with him at the line. And you see right here where he kind of stops immediately when he realizes it. And the ball is thrown already, but turns around, again, shifts his hips in the right direction, runs right at the screen, and is able to make a big stop that really could have gone for a lot more. Because if you look at this, if he's not there, they have a blocker. If Cooper can get through that gap, maybe McDuffie, I can't really tell if McDuffie's got his hands on him or not at that point. Maybe McDuffie is able to save the play. But at least a 1st down, possibly. I don't know. That's close either way. But the fact that Karlaftis from the edge is the one getting there, again, just quickly shifts his momentum, heads over, grabs the leg. I don't know if Chamari Connor's able to make that tackle. That might be a touchdown saving tackle right there. And this one, the last play for the defense of this AFC Championship game, again, Spags absolutely overloads that side. Karlaftis is able to get to Josh Allen. They make him throw very quickly on this play, quicker than you would have liked, if you're Buffalo on this play. And this is with the season on the line. And this play, again, just shows the, mastermind of Steve Spagnuolo, the way he's able to scheme things up and do to these elite offenses right here. You've got Karlaftis over here on a 9 technique. You've got Justin Reed, who's going to come on a blitz. Bolton is going to drop off into coverage, as well as Mike Dana over here on the edge. He's going to drop into coverage as well. Pretty deep zone, actually, on this play. Where on the other side, McDuffie's over here. You're going to get him on a blitz as well. So you've got 3 guys overloading this side. And the way that they do it is just smart, the way everybody moves on this play right here. Now I'll let this play out to show you, because Karlaftis is basically going to make Allen sink more by beating the right tackle. Now Allen backs up. You got the corner blitz coming in to the inside of where Karlaftis is. Justin Reed is already there, so you got to roll out to the right. But now we see our guy Karlaftis again over here beating the right tackle. So Allen's not going to be able to sneak out this way to give himself more time. So instead, he just kind of ends up going a little bit further back on this play, which makes him have to throw. And even McDuffie does a very good job on this play to kind of see that happening as he stops, shifts his momentum, and just keeps on going out to the outside. There's nowhere for Allen to go. He has to throw the ball. Karlaftis makes the hit, the drop. Chiefs back in the Super Bowl, and perfect to show a Super Bowl highlight right after that, seeing how Karlaftis really helped the Chiefs in that AFC Championship game. And right here, I think this is a great way to show Karlaftis against an elite offensive lineman in Lane Johnson over there at the right tackle position, and he's going to beat him with hand fighting on this play. Gets to the outside. Lane Johnson does a great job, and I mean, this is perfect. Resets his feet, does everything you're supposed to do as an offensive lineman. Look at that push. The push and then to go under. And again, go back to, I'm telling you, man, the jiu-jitsu is paying off. Because, I mean, if you're, going against someone standing, moves like this is what's going to help you get the match to the ground or, whatever rolling session. If you're from your feet, this is exactly what you want to see when you're working in, like, clinch areas when you translate this from martial arts to football. Pulls that left arm up. All Lane Johnson has now is the right hand. Karlaftis goes under it, is able to help out with the sack. He's not the one that gets the full sack right there. It's Turk Wharton. But he applies that pressure. And again, against an elite offensive lineman in Lane Johnson. Show that one more time. Just perfect hand placement. Gets that right hand up, or the left hand of Lane Johnson. Only has his right hand now defending. Goes right under it. Gets around it. A great rep for George Karlaftis against Lane Johnson. If you're still here at this point, drop a like on the video for me and hit that subscribe button as well. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, trying to hit that before the NFL season starts. Feel like we're right on our way for that. And also drop a comment. Let me know what you think about George Karlaftis' contract that he re-signed right here before the year. Last couple of plays, I just wanted to show like George Karlaftis' relentlessness on the play. We get him over here in the 9 tech on both of these plays. And honestly, like both of these plays look so similar. You got to really pay attention, or I had to pay attention to what yard line they were on after I had gotten this film together and putting it together. Just to see, make sure it wasn't the same play I was putting twice on here. So blows past the right tackle, and the same thing that we saw in the Lane Johnson clip in the Super Bowl, where he just does not allow that right tackle to get a hand on him. I mean, the hand fighting is elite for George Karlaftis, and I feel like you don't even barely see it when he makes his move. And getting around the edge is really his bread and butter that we've seen throughout this film breakdown. Does a good job staying at home in the run game. Does a better job at getting around. Looks like he over pursues a little bit right here. Also, Chris Jones on the other side getting blocked, but then again, the relentlessness of George Karlaftis right there, getting the sack. Picked up a couple of sacks in this game. Same thing here. Karlaftis over here in the 9 tech, and he's going to do the exact same thing. And he's going to be able to break straight through. Very close with him, and I do believe that's Jones with him on the same side. We'll get a better look at it here in just a second. Again, just the relentless pressure of him getting around. Might have been O'Menahue. No, O'Menahue's on the other side. That is a lethal combo, though, I feel like, where you have Chris Jones and George Karlaftis lined up right next to each other. You got Karlaftis all the way out here in the 9 tech, where it's just going to be difficult. And Spags is smart with that, using him in that 9 tech, because he knows that Karlaftis, again, is going to be able to hand fight very well and get to the edge before the tackle can. Right here, a little bit better of a rep for the right tackle. He is able to keep his hands on him. But once they tie up, and that's kind of like what I've been talking about through this whole breakdown, of just watching Karlaftis tying up, that jiu-jitsu is helping. A little push, tries to get some spacing, can't quite get it, gets his left hand on the right arm, trying to get his left hand there. Maybe he can block a pass coming out if Jameis throws it. And really, I mean, the other pressure basically helps out. As you see, O'Menahue getting through on the left side. Chris Jones is still right there. Jameis says, I got to go. I got to get out of here. And George Karlaftis just turns around, shifts his hips. We've seen it a few times. Athletic enough is what I'll say about George Karlaftis, is how I feel about him personally. He's not the most athletic guy. He's not going to make the craziest plays and get the most sacks, but he does all the little things right. He's great at hand fighting on the line of scrimmage, which really helps his, just his pass. I keep wanting to say pass protection, but his pass rushing ability for George Karlaftis, that I think that helps out a ton. I mean, he just does all the little things right, I feel like. And I tried to show that in this film breakdown, so I hope I did a good job of that. Again, hit that subscribe button for me. I'm trying to get 500 before the NFL season starts. I'm going to have more film breakdowns coming out. Leo Chanel is next. Let me know in the comments below who you want to see next in the film breakdowns, and I will get to them. I have plenty of time and opportunity before the season starts, and then we're going to get right on in the season. So make sure you stay locked in. Hit that notification bell as well if you do want to stay notified. I've been going live a little bit more recently. We'll see how that goes, as my internet has not been the most cooperative for me here over the last few days. So we'll see what happens with that. But I am trying to go live every Thursday night during the NFL season, before Thursday Night Football, maybe after. We'll see how it goes, and the turnout and whatnot, and if there's a demand for it. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here on this film breakdown. Like I said, Leo Chanel is next, and I will see you next time in the film room.